All right, all right, all right. Welcome, final three, and Bruce, Chris, and Lauren. We are going to be doing our usual season thing in the rite of passages. So this is your chance to talk about each previous player that had been voted out. Some you voted out, some you didn't, and give your thoughts on kind of the season in general. Just as a reminder, this will not be seen until after the season, so whatever you say here will not affect Final Tribal Council. All that fun stuff. Um, are you guys ready? I don't have any fancy graphics, so worst comes to worst, I'll just watch this back and do timestamps. I don't fucking care. You guys ready?
Ready.
Let's do
All,
it.
all right. So we are going to go in order from first boot to Jonah. So we are going to start off with our first boot of the season in V.
I can't believe y'all voted V out, to be honest.
It was so. Oh my god.
Oh, you were not there. You were
You
on
yeah
I
exile.
was on
you were
exile. I was
there.
on exile.
You were there. Whatever. No, V was lovely. From what I got out of him the first round, he was lovely to talk to. Didn't help matters that he just didn't really participate, but also we are giving you what you want. We have a winner from this tribe. Just to let you know, this is what you wanted from this season, and we delivered.
This is
We
for you,
delivered.
V.
This is for you, baby. That's for you. But V was lovely from what I got to know him. I wish that things could have happened differently, but it's a game at the end of the day. But all that.
I I feel like V would have ended up being a quick threat to I know that they shared a bunch of with a bunch of us as kind of a last ditch like keep me in map of Safari, and it was
Didn't share it with me.
pretty well done after one round, and I hadn't even figured out Safari at that point. So maybe I hope V gets to play again
I did too. I did too.
and gets
It
deeper in
was
the
tough.
game.
Their time zone was tough
Time zone.
Props to all of the people who played from different time
for
zones.
sure. No
Yes, time
question.
zone was definitely tough, and on top they did have a busier weekend at the first start of the game. But yeah,
Yeah,
but no, V was lovely.
agreed.
All right, are we good to move on? All
Yes.
right, we are now moving on from V to our second boot of the season in Danny.
We feel like terrible people.
Uh, I love Danny.
I know we voted off all these first couple people because we kept losing, so it is kind of
I know
sad.
we were like the worst first tribe. Like
Yeah.
we lost three in a row to start.
Yeah, it was such a sweet, kind old man, the older gentleman. Like he's so kind, so sweet, but yeah,
And very participative in the first challenge. I hope that wherever that video is of Danny working resurfaces at some point because I
For
would love
sure.
to see it.
I don't even what I do remember one thing I respect about Danny was even though he was going out, he said something at Tribal. Like he tried to save himself at Tribal by like being like, "Hey, like this happened, but I still want to stay." So he didn't go lying down, that's for sure.
no,
He was super nice to me and sent me a really nice message because he threw my name out for tribal, and
Yeah.
it was very sweet and like very respectful. I thought maybe
he
we
was.
should have kept him and we could have won more challenges.
Probably. Him and I did do the best
You
at
were
the
the only
ping
ones who
pong.
won.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, y'all were the only ones who
first
won.
try, both of us. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for your contributions, Danny.
All
thanks,
right,
Danny.
I think I'm taking that as a sign that y'all are done, and we are moving on to the double tribal round. Specifically, I'm going to go in official boot order. So the first person you're going to be talking about is Coach RC.
I'm not over y'all's vote out for her. I don't care. I said it.
Coach RC.
Uh, I'm happy that I was exiled this round because
MVPs
I'm
for our first challenge,
very
for
I'm
sure.
definitely MVP for our first challenge. I was very happy that I was exiled this round because I had a high key feeling that it was going to be her, and she just wouldn't have handled that properly well. Um, I I thought the world of her. She was so fun to talk to.
Mhm.
She was so like herself and didn't care.
I know.
Like
I did feel bad. Like it's
That was a
just
hard vote
yeah.
yeah,
so early. Yeah.
Because
I,
that coach is obviously a good player too. Like she
oh,
very
was
yeah.
right. So like there was obviously some benefit like getting her out before there was any kind of swap or merge, but she was a good player.
very very.
Yeah. I think that was hard. That was another one that my name got thrown out. So I was like, well, I gotta go. I gotta make sure it's not me. But
Oh, you were everybody was so
people were really
threatened.
going for me in the beginning.
Well, look, they should have been. Look at you. You're in the final three. So
Makes it makes
they
I don't
were
think it was a
right.
threat level thing.
They were right.
They tried.
a good try.
Love you, coach.
Love you, coach.
Good
Love
job,
you, coach.
coach.
We just follow each other on Instagram too. Love you, coach.
Fun. I didn't know we were allowed to do that before the game.
I didn't know either, so I just accepted and followed back. So hey.
Look, orcs are weird. Can we just all agree on that?
Yes,
Yes.
heavy.
All right. Just as a reminder, if you guys do want to move on to the next person, just you can always just say it. I'm just going based off of social cues from you three. But if you guys are done with Coach or C, we are going to move into the second victim of Double Tribal Night, someone who I believe you all never shared a tribe with, which is Cake.
Oh yeah, so we never shared a try with Cake, but like, let me just say, love Cake so much. I am so I'm sad that I didn't get a chance to like meet her in the game and like talk shit with her because her and I are Snapchat girly. So I love Cake. I'm sad that she got voted out here, but like,
I know
see,
nothing.
one
I
of
know
my friends,
nothing
Billy,
about
even
cake.
well, Bestie Billy, my online friend, literally even calls her Queen too. But yeah, so yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bestie Billy.
Hi, friends. Lovely to see you.
What's
Hi,
up?
Billy.
Hey, Brendan, what's up, dude?
I'm
Do you
doing
have
good.
anything? Do you have anything to say about cake or?
Cake is my sister wife.
Carly just said Cake's her sister wife, but nothing else.
Good, because I don't have anything. So
She was lovely. She was lovely. She was she's a burst of fun energy, but she'll
She
clock the
seems like
hell
a real fun time.
back.
Sorry,
She's
my
a
dog
real
is
fun.
loving it.
She's a real fun time. But yeah, no. Cake Rob. I said it.
Rob, early Rob. I'm good with cake. I don't have
I'm good
anything
with Cake
else.
too.
I don't have
I'm good
anything
with
else.
Cake
Yeah.
too, Brandon. I'm good with Cake too.
All right. So after this double tribal, we did move into the tribe swap portion of the game. So we are now going to move on to the first victim of the tribe swap, which is Jennifer.
Yes, my favorite person, Jennifer. Jennifer was so nice to me, and it was very clear she didn't want to flip. She wanted to roll with her people. Um, and we called one time for like 5 minutes, and it was pleasant. And then 15 minutes later, she was saying "fuck you, Bruce" on her way out the door. So, you know. But everything that I've heard from every person that's interacted with her says she was awesome. And so I think it was just a matter of circumstance. We didn't get a chance to really build a relationship. So that sucked. But yeah.
Sorry, my dog is losing it, of course, right now. I also had like a very good conversation with Jennifer the day that she got voted. And I actually was like, oh, I thought she was somebody that I could have potentially worked with. And we kind of had a plan in place that I do think ultimately was like what we needed to do to get our minority
Yeah.
crew ahead in the game. But
I
um,
think well one thing that I remember about Jennifer too is when she was leaving, she said that she told Hannah that she like knew it was coming. Like she was like so obviously it was very um intuitive, you know.
yeah,
And I think it was her first one, right? First org.
it was. And that was like also why I was like, oh, it would be fun to play with somebody else who hasn't played in Org before and
Yeah.
go further. So that also felt a little bit hard to send her home at that point. I didn't like voting anybody out. I feel like most
You're
votes
too
were really
nice.
hard for
You're too
me.
nice.
Not cut out
So,
for them.
so the one time that I met Jennifer all in this game was when I went to the same room as her in the Safari, and I think Trent and Scott were already there, and we were already in SWAT tribe, so I couldn't really talk to her that much, anyways. Albeit just being in the Safari, I was on call with Trent the time this happened now, and Jennifer just pops in, and then Trent's just like, "Oh my gosh, hi Jennifer, miss you," all of this stuff and everything. And I just ran in. I was like, "Oh my gosh, Jennifer, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you." And she completely ignores my message, responds back to my message really quickly, and says, "Chris, it's so nice to meet you too." And then, in the process of me responding back on the phone call with Trent the whole time, she moves to another room, and and
Maybe
I
she was just nervous. She was nervous.
and I mean, hey, cool, but like then she got voted out, and I was kind of sad about that. But hey, it was very lovely to meet you for all of 2.5 seconds in the Safari.
All right, if that's it, we will be moving on to our second victim of the tribe swap, Patrice.
I never got to meet Patrice, and I'm obsessed with him.
I've only heard the legend of Patrice, and it just continues to grow.
He's just like so. First of all, he's so handsome, and like, but like, but also he's. It was such a whirlwind being on a tribe with him, and it was so fun. He had the votes to stay, people.
Oh, Patrice.
Y'all voted him out.
He had the votes to stay, and I'll say like a regret of mine, gameplay only, is not sending Scott out that tribal because from a viewer perspective, like it would have been like, oh, like you're starting the game early on, post like at the high part of the pre-merge, and it doesn't start in like mid-merge. So like it would have been more possibilities for the game to be more fluid if
Yeah.
Scott. But it was a simple vote, but he was a very lovely to talk to, and he was so sweet, so kind, and
I feel like of
a
anybody,
wonderful
he
and a
really
very handsome man. He's just
very
very.
You already said that, but
I
we'll
don't
say it
care.
again.
He's very
he says
handsome.
it again. I feel like
He's
he
very.
really lived on as a legend through the game,
For
even
sure.
like with those of us who didn't get to play with him. Like
His
there was,
emoji's got to be the most used
Oh my god,
emoji.
his emojis were
yes,
For
big for
sure.
money.
the Patrice emoji. At one point when we were trying to schedule something, and I think it was JJ, it was like, let's do this on PST, Patrice Standard Time. I loved. He clearly made an impression, even on those of us that didn't get to play with him.
All right, if that's it, we will be moving on to our final pre-merger of the season, Trent.
Only slightly salty you didn't flirt with me, but it's fine.
Right? I feel like I didn't hear a lot about Trent. You have to carry this one, Chris.
It was
No,
no,
I heard he was a master flirter. That's what I heard.
he was, he
I
was,
heard he
he was,
could flirt.
he was flirting with JJ on the call with me and Scott just privy to. We were just like, yeah, cool. This is the thing. And then Nick was in my messages about how Trent was flirting with him, but then he saw on the screen share that he had hookup apps on his phone. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. But I will say Trent was somebody that like, albeit we only called twice. And the first time that we called, it was all of 10 minutes just to get to know each other. The last time we called was me telling him, like, listen, like, I'm voting you out. Sorry.
Yeah.
So it, he's a very fun personality. And I wish we could, like, have flourished in this game more. But also, like, I want to be his friend.
Yeah. I do
Want to
think
be his
if
friend.
those two, like Trent and Patrice, would have made it to the merge, I think that it had the potential to be way more chaotic than it was. Because they were both clearly very like, communicative and talkative and all like and I mean with fireside chats and everything else, like I think that they could have made it way more like chaotic from 13 down to the final three. So
Apologies to the viewers.
yeah, for sure.
Keep them around.
It's really Chris's fault, but you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't always just my fault. I was part of it. Yes.
You got to claim credit for
Yeah,
tomorrow.
for sure. Yeah. It was all you.
All
So the
right.
tarot card say.
Is everyone done with Trent?
Tarot
Yes.
cards the flag give me third ass place tomorrow with a bitter ass jury.
All right, I'm gonna take that as the last word. We are now moving on to our jury members. We will start first with our mayor of Ponderosa, Eric.
Yeah. Eric.
That was a
I
sad
loved
one
Eric.
too.
I was a big fan of Eric. It was really hard for me to vote him out. Unfortunately, the person that he pitched to me to save himself was Sam, and I wasn't going to vote out Sam. So I was like, I just ignored him, unfortunately. But I really liked Eric. What really sucked with Eric and I's relationship is that the first tribal happened on the swap tribe, and then we never went back to tribal. So there was never a way for us to like really like build any kind of trust. And so when he came up and it was him or Luke that first vote, it was like he was a bigger threat than Luke was. So
He was such a just like seemed like such a good person. And I mean, I think probably to like somebody who was playing a similar game to me, like very loyal, which is great when they're on your side of the numbers, and when they're not,
All
becomes
right.
like you're not a person who's going to help me get further in this game. I was especially Eric and I have like bonded over some Catholic things, and then the Pope died, and Eric was gone. I was
I
like,
know he died like he got like evicted. He got like voted out like right when that happened.
I know. I was like, oh man, who am I going to talk Pope with now that Eric's gone? I gotta go handle my dog.
Eric is a cool guy. He's a fun dude. I'm very sad about his vote out, but game wise, it was
For sure.
between him and Luke, he was a stronger threat. I only wish that him and I, uh, outside of this game, have come in contact with each other and know each other. But I wish that like our gameplay relationship could have lasted longer. And
Yeah.
my, he was fun in the game, and his vote out was yeah. It
It was it was intense because like he was remember he was like gone all day. Like he
yeah,
was not
he
available.
was gone. He was gone all day, and he was acted at the very like last minute, and then
Yeah.
I remember actively when he wrote that message in the tribe chat.
Yeah, yeah, I
I remember
forgot about
actively
that.
I actively messaged him. I was like, Eric, who the fuck are you talking about? Like, what's going on? And like, I didn't get anything back, which was like, but Eric's a cool guy. Yeah, Eric's a cool guy.
I still want to know who he was talking about because he was another person who, when he went out, called out like people not doing good jury management, but he
I
didn't give names.
there was one thing in his call out that I was like, all right, Eric, because he was like he said, and I guess I understand what he meant. He was talking about that round, but he was like, never in a million years would I write Sanam's name down, and like he had voted her the last time we were at a tribe.
Oh,
Like,
well,
but I think he just meant that round.
Yeah,
uh, great guy.
Love Eric.
love Eric down.
Speaking of Sanam, let's move on to our second member of the jury, Sanam.
Sanam
You Bruce's fist bump.
for sure.
That was a big move on Bruce.
I don't. I. The thing is I don't even know if it was a big move. I just think that it was like it was more of an opportunistic thing that everybody was involved in. It wasn't like I was like I was just. I think I don't think it was a big move for me. I just think I benefited from it the most because like I had no relationship really with her, and she was really one of the few people that I didn't really have a relationship with.
I mean, it was more unfortunate for me because the fact that I really did benefit with her being in the game for me, but also if she didn't go, I would have. So,
That round was
um,
crazy. That round
yeah,
was crazy. I'll never
uh,
forget. I went to Emily. I told Emily, I was like, Snam's trying to get votes on you. And she immediately went and told people. And I was like, all right, well,
Oh,
cool.
yeah, like that round was a humongous domino effect,
That
and
was my
yeah.
first, that was the first time I got my name written down, though. Snam wrote my name down. That was the first time
Yeah.
that had happened.
Bruce, I'm a little offended that you are saying that you didn't have a relationship with her because I feel like the three of us were really in the weeds with that freaking bagpipe song for
Oh,
like
for
days.
sure. Okay, okay. I do take it back a little bit.
We
I
were working
do.
hard on that as
I
a
do.
threesome.
You're right. You're right. We did. We did have that. We did have
meanwhile,
that.
meanwhile, Nick found it the whole time.
I know. Like the whole time, I
Devastated.
was like, we're gonna do all this, and like it's gonna be found already. Like,
Yeah, we never. The only reason I even got to guess at the end is because Nick told me the answer after he already had it,
Yeah,
but it was a free anyway.
but yeah, no. She. I
Sam was
mean,
great.
she was a good player. Super social. One thing I love about Snam is she's very brash. Like when we
then
called each other in the when we were in the swap tribe, it was like this is this, which is honestly what gave me the biggest red flags was because she was so brash, and then all of a sudden she's got this idol that she didn't tell anybody about,
Yeah,
and
that
so
was
like
cool.
that was the biggest thing for me was I was like, oh my god, this girl is like good. She's a good player.
she just didn't
Yeah.
tell me about it. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. She,
But
it's like
I
wow.
no. So Sanam was somebody that I was so happy that I got a chance to talk to about life stuff with and game stuff with and work with in this game. And I'm just sad that it got cut very very soon, but also not sad because it would have been me, girl. You get it. But
Yeah, for sure.
She was she
she
was
was
I like the whole time I feel like
she was
that
a
I played
force.
with her and like we played a lot of moves together and like worked really well, but I was also like so scared of how good I thought she could be at this game and how far she could get.
Yeah, she was a force. I will say
Yeah.
she like some like gameplay conversations with her talking about like what is the best thing to do like strategically and like trying to like help her like become a better survivor player in the pre-merge sense in the pre-merge side of things. It was very lovely talking to her about stuff like that. So, but she was unapologetically herself as she should have been,
Yeah.
and girl bossed the hell out of it while she was here.
What an awesome personality. I know. And I love that she half of the time was taking tribal and challenges from her job at the the dog daycare. Amazing.
A steady workhorse like me. Oh my god. Ugh. And then like I still can't get over the fact that I got a second job while playing this org. And the timeline of when I got the second job was like officially like at like
Yeah,
the
you
like
were
crap.
hustling. You've
So
been
yeah, but
hustling.
Bruce ugly for leaving, but it's okay.
He's trying to come back.
Before anything, Keisha, do you see that Bruce joined because I think his phone crashed on him for a second, so I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, there's Bruce.
Sorry
Phone
about that.
issues?
No, I just actually I got a phone call and I actually ended this call. So
All right. You're good. Do you have any last words on Sanam before we move on?
I don't. She was a good player. She was a good player.
Great player, yeah.
All right, all right, all right. We are now moving on to our third member of the jury, the victim of arguably the longest tribal council in Triumph history, JJ.
That
Oh,
was the longest
JJ.
tribal. That was a
I
crazy
feel
tribal.
bad for JJ because I thought he was in on the Chris vote and he wasn't, and like he really did not know one person's vote the night before the last round.
This one sucked.
Yeah, I think he
And
voted for me that round and was the only
yeah, and he
person
was
who
like the
did.
only person. He was like, I was like, and then it was just that was tough.
This one sucked.
He did have one oh funniest moments when he got on right after Nick and goes, "Well, it's not my birthday, but I want you to keep me." I was like, "Yes, that's awesome."
JJ was so fun to talk to and just like fun to be on a tribe with when he was on
For
his cruise
sure.
at the beginning, just sending us drink shots and
Oh yeah, he was on the ship. Yeah, I mean that's impressive. He was doing like an org on a car on like a cruise ship. That's
He
crazy.
was. He was. Not gonna lie, when his name was out there in pre-merge, I was kind of like really hell bent on wanting him to stay. So the fact that on my phone call with Danny was just like, I would prefer V to go here. I was like, oh, perfect. Like, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But JJ was hard, y'all. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
JJ's was hard. Yeah. Spoiler alert, Hannah. I lied. I'm sorry. I did vote for you the first round. I did not know JJ was going to get 4 votes. So yes, Hannah, I apologize when you see this. Um, but I, yeah, it was hard between and having it to be between JJ and Nick was even harder for me at that point in time right now too. So that
for
was
sure.
JJ is. I love that man. He's been a friend of mine for a while, and I got emotional. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah, I got emotional. But yeah, it was hard for me. That was hard. That was very hard.
really fun person. I also heard
Very
he did a wall sit out like in the hallway of his cruise because he
in the
locked out of
hallway,
his room.
in this cruise ship.
That is commitment.
That's dedication right there
Respect
for
that.
sure. That's dedication. I love JJ. It
Oh,
was
JJ,
unfortunate how it ended up, honestly. Like that
there.
was he was really like I don't really I mean Sanam was Sanam, but JJ was really I felt like the first casualty of like the tribe line stuff and like trying to cross over and show that it wasn't going to be all tribe lines. It was tough. That was a tough vote.
That
yeah.
was very tough though. It was, yeah, it was a wrong place at the wrong time kind of vote. If you
For
get
sure.
it.
Definitely, definitely.
Love you down, JJ.
All right, we will be moving on. Next round was Live Night, so we are going to go in order of vote offs. Our first victim of Live Night is up first with Scott.
And I still want you to get me a drink at this Regal Cinemas, baby. I still want to drink from you. I
I,
still want to drink from you.
I
Um,
love Scott. I love his energy. I love his passion. He
you
every time I've ever seen Scott in a game or been around Scott playing a game, he takes it seriously. He cares. He tries. And like that is something to be there's something to be said for that. So I
and
know.
he is such a great player.
Yeah.
He is a, oh my god, like every org that I've seen him in, it's like there's not a day that goes by where he hasn't made like top 5 on.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. I've seen him in
like,
three and he's at least made almost single digits like every time.
I
yeah,
can see how that
And
would
like this one I
happen.
think he was 10th, and like
yeah, like and partially one of the main reasons that he only got 10th was because of victim of circumstance.
for
So
sure, yeah, like his tribe
so
had gone
like
down and he was connected to maybe the strongest player at the time. So
like it was like, but even then, like different games go on. But like Scott's a great game player. He can't fault
yeah,
him there, but
for
he's like,
sure.
but like, oh my god, like I loved every conversation that I had with Scott, minus the time that we had our little hot girl Chris, hot girl Scott moment. But even then, it was campy and fun.
He
Um,
was fun to talk to.
he was
And he
so.
liked to talk. He deserved
Oh,
the
he loved to ramble on.
he deserved the talks the most
I don't know
award
how
for
he
sure.
made the time that he did to
For
talk
sure.
so extensively with so many people across the tribe.
He was dedicated.
I, yeah, yeah. I mean, it had to be that because I feel like he really gave a lot of time to a lot of people and many of us that he didn't like know that well and hadn't played with that long.
No doubt.
And he said it himself. He said himself. He technically wasn't originally cast this season, so the fact that
Yeah, he was like an
he did
alternate.
he did all of this as an alt coming in and leaving his mark on it. Like kudos, Scott.
I
That's
am
that guy.
maybe if I had to rank most excited, jury members to get questions from, he would probably be near the top. So
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah. I'm ready for this next one though.
I mean, that sounds like a good transition more than anything else. We are
Uh,
now moving on to our second victim of life night in Emily.
oh, Emily.
I just like one of those like realism moments of me as a player is like I never want to be in that position that she was in because like that's heartbreaking and also like kind of sucks. But also the caveat of it is like the reason why you were in that position is because girl, you demolished the fuck out of all of us.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's true.
you like
Oh,
And
like you were
what was crazy about it was the challenge we were doing where it was like ended in these head-to-head matchups. Like the viewer in me was like watching and I was like, I kind of hope she wins all these. Like I kind of hope that she ends up with immunity. Like that would be fucking dope. Like
dope. Like
she could have. I think she could have won many of the challenges
I think
after
so too.
she got voted out. I
I
mean, she
think so
was
too.
such a boss.
And if she won, oh imagine the scramble. Ooh,
oh my God. I
oh
know
my
like
god.
I was really thinking that like I was like, dude, if she wins this immunity, like I have no idea who's gonna go.
Uh, but no, she was amazing. I loved talking to her, and I cannot wait to get tatted by her still. But like,
Yeah.
very self aware enough to know that like could not mesh well in the game.
Wait, can we talk about the tarot cards now? Just,
Yeah, for sure. They
I
were good. They
mean,
were funny. I do wish she would
she,
have done one for herself. I think
I
that
do
was a little
too.
soft.
I do too. I do too. I wish she
she
did one
like
first.
shook up some fun in the game. I was
Yeah.
Some people
impressed
took
by
it
that. I was
really
like, oh,
personally. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was
oh
so
yeah.
funny.
I was in the process of getting my car fixed, and I saw that, and I started laughing. I was like, "Oh my god!"
It was awesome. It was funny.
Yeah, that was
Really funny.
phenomenal.
I haven't gone back and looked. I wonder how many of the placements she got right.
Holy shit, yeah. I wonder.
Need to go back and look at that.
Yes, Emily was amazing.
She won the endurance immunity when my friend was here visiting, and I was texting her today, and she's like, "Did that girl who was playing the video games one-handed during the challenge get to the final three?" I was like, "No, for that exact reason.
Yeah, because of
Like
that.
she could do
She
that."
actually probably shouldn't have been doing that. That actually probably made it worse for her.
I didn't even notice.
I don't think she knew she was on camera, or she didn't know her hands were on, that we could see that. I mean, that's pretty
that
amazing.
multitasking shit. Oh my god, she was amazing. A force.
Yeah. Yeah. So much respect for her. She
So
had to
much.
go when she did because she would have just steamrolled all of us.
For sure. Definitely a strong, strong competitor.
All right, again, I wait for the silence between you all to move forward. We are now halfway through the jury. We are now entering the second half of the jury with our sixth jury member in Nick.
Happy belated birthday, Nick.
Happy, very belated birthday, honey.
Oh man, that was tough. Right, the tribal right before too.
I was never so happy to be left out of a vote because I just would not have it in my heart
I
to
know.
have let. I like afterward, I said that to a lot of people I genuinely met. I was like, thank you for not including me in that because I don't think I could have done it.
Yeah, you said that to me, and I was like, I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, that
I
would have
believe
been
it
weird.
too.
Oh man, and I think Chris, you said you did the same thing too. But I talked to him on call for like 15 minutes before it, and I was just like, "You're good. We're fine. Don't worry about it." And then I got off, and I was just like, "I am a terrible person."
I felt the same exact thing, like the same exact way. It was sad. His vote out was hard, and
Yeah,
especially right before his birthday didn't help any matters. And especially
I know.
with him and I, like
Now,
having
I will say, and I've said this to multiple people, when he almost went out with JJ and said like, guys, I just want to make it to my birthday. And then I found out his birthday was like 6 days later.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
was like, JJ. I mean, I was like, Nick, come on, man. I thought you were acting like it was like tomorrow. Like,
yeah,
that's still like three tribals you got to make
I
it
love
through.
that so
yeah.
much.
Love a
Uh,
weaponized birthday.
Uh,
no, he
I
was
mean, kudos to him for being in like halfway across the world from the rest of
Yes,
us and making it
100%.
as far into the game
he,
as he did.
yeah, he was a force definitely when it came to the time zone thing. Like he was dedicated on that aspect.
Yeah, I
Um,
was impressed.
Working closely with him was so fun. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
very sorry.
yeah.
But like his gameplay of like being able to impressively like get some information and go back to it on like both sides, so to speak, was like that's impressive in and of itself.
For
So
sure.
I feel like it took a long time for people to find out that we were all in his top three. Yeah,
at least you were all in his top five.
that's true.
Definitely.
Good game, Nick.
Great.
Yes, Nick. Definitely, I would say probably a top one or two social player that played.
That from
Yeah.
somebody that talked to him a lot about him not doing well in games beforehand. He did knock this one out of the park.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
for
was
sure.
so great. I liked playing with him a lot.
So
All right, we will be moving on to our seventh place and also our seventh jury member, Samantha, also known as Sam.
boo, Bruce, boo.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm probably not sitting here right now if Sam doesn't get voted out at seven.
And
Bruce,
probably not. Don't
Bruce.
care.
I know. So it's like there's part of me that I loved Sam and I felt bad doing it, but
Did
for
you?
me it needed to be done.
Did you feel bad doing it though?
Yes, I can't wait till I see my confessional. Up until about 3 minutes before, it was gonna be Hannah.
Bruce, that was probably your strongest move because like I would have never written Sam's name down.
I don't think
Um,
anybody would have.
yeah,
I don't think anybody would have.
It was
She was
also
awesome.
she was. It was also a good game move in the sense of
yeah.
victim of circumstance. I want immunity. So
For sure. No, no, I mean, no doubt. Because it might have been you.
I wanted to go to that. I was so sad when she got voted out for like days after. And then like winning immunity and her not, we were talking about like, oh, we both just want to win immunity one time and she wasn't there. And that felt sad. There were a lot of things I was like, oh, I want Sam to be here.
I'm
But
also excited for her, Jury. Like, I'm excited to talk to her because I think all of us were really closely aligned with her.
yeah,
So, like, because, like, you look at the other people and, like, like I was kind of closely aligned with Nick, but not really. Like, you guys were, like, kind of closely aligned with Jonah, but not really. But, like, Sam, like, I really feel like all three of us were super aligned with her.
yeah,
And so, like, that'll be interesting, her jury stuff.
I will never get over how where I was on Sam's tribal night. That
I know you were like in the dark. Like
I was in the dark literally. I had no fucking service, and I come back online, and it's like Hannah. I have a missed message from Hannah. All of my messages are gone, and I'm like, oh, I'm hot.
oh yeah, I was at an event that night too, and I pulled my phone out on it, and it was just like all those cadabra chats of like Sam being pulled out of all my alliances. And I was like, what happened?
yeah, that's right. About well, to be fair, I really did. There was a moment where I thought Chris was voting for her, and I don't know if she was bullshitting me or not, but she also seemed because I was communicating with her right up until it happened, and I think she legitimately thought Chris was voting for her too. So until the next person left, like until who was next, Hannah.
Yeah,
I bet she thought it was Chris. I bet she thought it was Chris until Hannah showed up. Because like she was like, I think Chris is gonna because like he's not messaging me back, but in actuality you were just unavailable.
Darn.
spoiler alert. It was between her and Hannah. I was voting Hannah the whole time.
I know.
Stan played
Love,
a
and
very
I
strong
love
poker
Hannah. I
game.
oh, like I'm so happy that Hannah's next because I love Hannah. I do, but it's just like, but yeah. Continue. Go ahead, Lauren.
Still, still sad that when she did. She was she was a real one.
For sure.
All right, we will be moving on to our eighth jury member, Hannah.
I'm just so sad that the whole like OG tribal lines are still like always like an implementing factor in like all of the vote
For
outs.
sure.
But Hannah, I have never heard of her before. And God, I want to be her friend after this is over too. Like,
How badly do you want to go to karaoke with Hannah? I like
Oh,
so
fuck.
badly.
that was the
Like,
best. That was the best.
and to echo Bruce's sentiment about Nick being like a top two, top three social player, Hannah,
For
Hannah
sure.
was
For sure.
like, oh my God.
The first time I talked to Hannah on the Swap Tribe, I was like, I think that I want this girl to be my final two. I was like, this girl's awesome. Like,
Amazing.
and she like messaged me and she was like, we could just be Hannah Banana and Bruce the Moose. And I was like, sounds good to me. Let's do it.
She was like
So
one of my
then,
favorite people to talk to, I feel like, in the game
oh,
consistently.
for
Like, we
sure.
didn't talk as
She was
much game
awesome.
together, but just like day to day,
Mhm.
like just such a cool person. I feel like
She was
always
great.
felt
She
that
was
way.
great to talk to for sure.
Our initial vibe was our stoner era, and like I want to get high with her so bad.
Oh my God, there were so many times. I actually think it was the vote that she went out, right? So it's between her and Chris or whatever, and like I'm talking to her about what's gonna happen on the vote, and I say like I go on this monologue because I like to talk, and she like pauses, and I'm like, "Are you there? Can you hear me?" And she was like, "I'll be honest with you, I just like smoked, so like I don't. I'm trying to remember like the things that you just said."
Oh man, she was great. I mean, I think if she was sitting here in the final three, like
She would have won. She would have won, and
yeah,
that's why she had to go. Like that was
And
why she needed to go
there
because
were several votes that would have gone straight for her.
she
hands
would have
down,
won the game. She would have won the game
Yeah,
that girl is a star.
for
Hands
sure.
down.
what a great cast.
This is a great.
There were
cast.
no duds this cast, y'all. I can't
None.
go that enough. There were no duds this cast. I didn't meet Jennifer, but still, I'll stand on the hill. There were no.
I really don't think there was. I really
No.
don't.
There were no duds this
And
cast. Y'all
this
ate
is why I said at the beginning of the season we do not cast for filler. So I'm very happy you guys agree with that sentiment. We are now moving on to our ninth juror, Luke.
Yeah, my
I'll let you guys go first.
my guy.
First of all, I like his gameplay to just he's a star. Like there was no other Luke.
Oh my God, he's a viewer's dream.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh my
Viewer's
God.
dream.
Like, oh my, like, you just like want to root for him like so badly, but like constantly like,
What are you doing? I mean, there would be so many times I would
like you
talk
want
to
to root for
somebody.
him, like, what are you doing, baby? Like,
Right,
He was
right,
spending too much time rooting for you.
right,
He
right,
needs to
right.
be rooting for himself.
I tried so hard, yo, yo.
And I think
so
everybody
fucking
did it
hard.
at one point or another. Everybody, and I think it might have been. I don't remember the first time we really voted together. I think it may have been the Nick vote.
It
And
was
I was like, okay, like here's our chance, Luke. Like we can really start to do this. And then the next round, it was like, hey, I think Luke's calling out you and Brute, like you and Chris, if you guys don't win immunity. And I was like, son of a bitch, man.
like, and a part of me really wanted to take LLC to the end, just to like see. I really did.
This game
really
would
did.
not have been the same for me without Luke.
It wouldn't
For
have.
sure.
It wouldn't.
He was a big part of
wouldn't-
it.
But like, I just like, oh, it was a lot, and it was all accumulated, and I was just like, yeah.
It was. I feel like that was like my journey with Luke is like so badly wanting to play with him. He wanted to play with, we were both like, we really want to play together. And then he would like propose people that I was like, I'm not gonna do that though. That's like my person.
Yeah.
And so it was really hard to like fully get aligned, but I still really did love playing with him and talking through strategy. And I
The
hope he
most
gets the beer with my face on it.
the most refreshing Luke got for me was his last day. He woke up, he messaged me, he said, "I'm voting for you tonight. I think it's dumb to vote for somebody else." And I said, "Luke, that is the most honest thing you've said to me this whole game. Thank you for not bullshitting. Like, thank you. I appreciate it."
I think you have Luke's vote at the end here.
Oh, you do for sure. What
I mean,
you?
he said as much
If
on his
not,
way up.
guys, okay, maybe because he said that at Tribal, but let's not forget, like, Luke wasn't the most honest guy. Like, I do. Another guy I'm looking forward to is jury question for sure. I'm just
He's very
curious if
good.
it's going to be yes or no.
I love how he would answer questions at
Yeah,
Tribal
Tribal. He
Council.
was a good Tribal
So
person
sassy.
for
Very
sure.
sassy.
Production probably hated him, but he was funny.
Love you, Luke.
Luke, this season would not have been the same.
It would not have been the same. Merge would have been the same, like for sure.
All right, and last but not least, we are moving on to our final jury member and the final person voted out of this season, Jonah.
My guy, Jonah.
Bruce, this is your chance to come clean about how close you and Jonah really were. You can just lay it all out right now.
So Jonah and I had played a game together before, and we did work together. Now, I say there was a runner-up that's played this season, Morgan, that's played Triumph, Morgan. Me, Jonah, and Morgan worked together, but I was the third wheel. So it's like imagine like Chris and Sam and me. I'm like me, right? And so like on the season we played together, he backstabbed Morgan. Like he like cut her. And then I backstabbed him at 4. So if you notice when he left, he was like, "Thank you for staying loyal to 4 this time," because I
Oh.
voted him out fourth of the game we played together. Um, and so yes, we were close. Now, to be fair, we played that game together in 2021, and I had not talked to him until this game started. So like I was actually a little bit shocked on how well we worked together because we really did work well together. But I love Jonah. Jonah's such a genuine, like nice person, man. He's just the best. He's such a nice guy.
As much time as I spent like trying to get him out,
I do love the
I would not
fact
be
I
here.
I do
Yeah.
love the fact that you beat him in a challenge to get him out because you really were trying to get him out for so long.
I know. I think of like there's many reasons to have voted different people out throughout, but like I think with Jonah, I was like a little jealous of the way that he was able to play the game because it to me it felt so strategic, so smart, and like a way that I didn't feel like I could play, but that would be really respected, and that scared me a lot. But also then we voted together a lot and played together, so
Yeah.
it was like valuable. It was a real push-pull for me with Jonah.
He would have I think he would have gotten some votes at the end. I really do.
I think you would have too.
I really do think that.
Yeah.
This was hard for me, y'all. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
know.
This was very hard for me. I have known Jonah through a mutual friend who is we both talked to, and for about 6, 7, 8 years now. But I've known the mutual friend for at least 10. So yeah, we started on the orgs on the same side together, the same website.
Yeah.
And his I was rooting for my his this chat. I'm not gonna lie. I was rooting for my his this chat. I had so many.
Yeah.
I'm terrible, y'all. I'm sorry. It's all gonna get revealed on Saturday.
For sure. On Saturday, everybody will see it. Like you're talking about this LLC chat. I'm like, what the fuck is LLC?
And we stood on business. I don't care.
That's like a great alliance name. That is like a great alliance.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. But no, Jonah and I are really close because we share a common bond in WWE, which is why my secret is this came to life. Yeah. But his was very hard. His was very hard.
The 4 was hard. The 4 was hard. We all really deserved to be in the 3. It was tough. It was tough.
Yeah. I don't regret the game decision. fuck.
No,
It was
I
good that it came to a challenge at the end, like that it
yeah,
was nobody was really sending anybody home. It was just kind of a
for
final like
sure.
push.
No, I mean, yeah. Jonah was if they give out awards for most underrated player,
I hope he gets it.
I think Jonah would be that because like a lot of people would say some things about him on their way out, but I was like, man, I feel like he's really involved in a lot of these decisions that are happening. So
He was insulated very well in that.
really
He was.
well, really,
He was.
really well.
He was.
He
He
was like playing Nick's game, but like a little bit better, honestly.
more under the radar than Nick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was underrated by everybody but me. I rated him
I
very
know for
highly
sure.
the
Lauren
whole
did
time.
not think he was.
Lauren
Lauren
was
didn't even think he was.
Lauren was on his
Lauren
ass
on the
the whole
swap
time.
tribe. Lauren on the swap tribe was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this guy's gonna flip. Like, should we vote this guy out? Like, so
He
like
did
Lauren was
though.
in on it pretty early.
Lauren was on his ass.
Man, and despite all that, thank you to Jonah because there were a lot of votes that like I wouldn't have gotten here if he hadn't played the
Voted
game
with
he
us for
did.
sure, for sure.
Jonah, you're a star.
Great player.
Great.
It made me even sadder that he had never made it to the end of a
That
Survivor. I was
was
like,
so
oh
heartbreaking. Oh my God.
god.
He'll make it someday.
He'll
I feel
yes,
very
for sure. He'll
confident.
make one. He'll make one. He's a great
He,
player
he was.
and a better person.
He's an amazing person. I love talking to him and reconnecting with him after all these years and
For sure.
being personal with him. But like,
Uncle Jonah.
he's awesome, and I hope we can still be friends after.
No, I'm sure he probably was already over it by the time he got there. He's like too nice to hold grudges.
Nah.
He's the one person who has said nobody likes a bitter jury. So like if he goes in there and is bitter, then I'm gonna call him on it.
Yeah, I don't think he will be.
I think that's it.
All right, we've officially gone through every single vote out. Will I do timestamps on this? The world may never know. Like how many?
No.
We will maybe never know. They'll have to watch this entire thing to get to it.
Shout out Survivor Now podcast, Ali.
You made it this far.
I just want to say, as we are wrapping this up, once again, a huge congratulations to the three of you for making this far. For those who have played Survivor, like I have been for 10 years, what am I doing with my life? Getting to a final three is very hard for anybody because games can be different, players can be different. So no matter how this ends, no matter what placement you get, third, second, or first, keep your heads held high because it takes a lot to be in the final three. And no matter what, genuinely from the bottom of my soul, I love all three of you. Don't give up, keep fighting, all of that fun stuff. And that's all we have for you. We will see you guys Saturday when Final Trouble Council begins, where one of you will be declared the winner. And then we will do award ceremonies, all of that fun stuff. And yes, we do awards. What awards? You'll find out. But thank you guys so much for being a part of this process.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you
for the